Okay guys, it's a beautiful morning. Had a nice 3/4 inch of rain last night. We have finally got the cows out to grass. Got them their vaccinations yesterday. This week we're in a rainy period, and so I've been kind of trying to keep them out of the valley down there where we have the river breaks. But I don't know if I've showed you guys this before, but I want to show it to you. What I'm standing in is a CRP field. And you're looking out there, it does not look very impressive, but the warm season grass, it's really cool yet, and the warm season grass has not started to grow, so there are waterways in this field, and the cows will go eat on the waterways. But looking down here on the ground, what I have done with this CRP field was I dissed it very aggressively here a number of years ago. We were not going to farm this ground, it's pretty poor ground. But I dissed the native grass. It was predominantly Big Blue and Indian. Those two species dominate here in the northeast part of the state. You could find side oats, but it wasn't very prevalent. But anyway, at the end of the CRP contract, when I turned this back to pasture, I dissed it with the heavy disc, and I full seeded red clover and alfalfa. And there's a red clover plant, and there's a beautiful little alfalfa plant. There's another alfalfa plant. But it is just, you know, as far as density goes now, it's probably about 40% native grass. There's a few cool seasons here and there, and there's some forb holdovers, but it's predominantly red clover and alfalfa. And red clover and alfalfa are probably, you know, 50-60% of the density out here. But this pasture has worked real good, and it worked real good in the drought last year. It kept the production going even in the dry time. The alfalfa, you know, had a taproot down, and the red clover wasn't real prosperous, but it did keep growing. And last year in the drought, this pasture saved my life. The cool season grasses just did not grow last year. This year it's a different story. The brome is probably 6 inches tall, and the bluegrass is growing real good, and some of the improved forages down there in the slough area of this pasture, they're growing real good. The perennial rye and what was the other grass? There's another cool season grass that I like to plant, and the orchard obviously has already popped pretty good. But anyway, it was a real good practice and real beneficial to put, you know, 7 pounds of red clover, and I think I put about 10 pounds or maybe 12 pounds of alfalfa to interseed them in the native grass very early in spring, following a very aggressive disking. At the year I did it, it looked pretty bad. By the second year, the clover was dominating, and by year 3, now you can start to see these mature alfalfa plants. One about every, I'd say 3 or 4 feet. Right here is one of the, I'm in a circle of some native forb, but if I walk away from it a little bit, you can see the density out here. So anyway, something to do with an old CRP field if you don't want to farm it. It can make wonderful pasture. Thanks, guys.